recently contacted by a company called Dehancer asking if I would like to test and review their products. Now, I'll be completely honest, I hadn't actually heard of it before, so I did a little bit of research and discovered it's a plugin for emulating a film look in video and photography. So having recently got into film photography and having gone out and shot on film for the first time, I was eager to see what Dehancer could do with my digital photography, so I thought, why not, let's give it a try. And honestly, so far I've been pretty blown away with the results. In this review, I'm going to talk about the features of Dehancer, who exactly I think it could benefit, and my overall thoughts on the products. And if you are interested in picking up Dehancer, you can get 10% off with my promo code JimmyPMedia. That being said, let's get into it. So Dehancer is available in a few different forms, including for video editing and as an iPhone app. But the version I wanted to try out as a photographer was, of course, the photography version, which can be used with Lightroom Classic, Photoshop, Capture One, or Affinity. So it is worth noting that I was using Lightroom Classic for Dehancer, but once you're actually editing in Dehancer, it doesn't really matter which program you go through. So Dehancer was really easy to install and set up, and then once you've got it installed, all you have to do is right-click the photo you want to edit using it in Lightroom Classic, select Editing, and then select the Dehancer program, which will bring it up in Dehancer. From here, the best place to start is by choosing either a film profile or a film preset. I have mostly been using the film presets to edit my photos. It is worth noting also that you can create your own presets. There is a great range of film profiles available here based on film stocks, including those from Kodak, Polaroid, Fujifilm, Ilford, and loads more. You can also check out every film stock that is on there on the Dehancer website. In terms of making adjustments to your shots within Dehancer, you can adjust things such as the grain, the bloom, the halation, all the things that would make film photography what it is. There is even some nice options for different print looks, which is really cool. I have mainly been messing with things like the grain, the halation, just to see what effects I can get on my photos. So who is Dehancer for? Well, it's definitely for me. As I said at the start of the video, I've recently got into film photography and I absolutely love the process of it. It's great being limited to the amount of shots you can take on a film roll. It does make you think more as a photographer. And I love the process of it, waiting to get your film developed and everything. But as a primarily digital photographer, I am trying to get more of a film look in my edits these days anyway. So Dehancer is really useful for that. I do feel that Dehancer will benefit people similar to me who are just getting into film photography or want to achieve more of a film look in their editing on their digital photography. If you are already a photographer, you know exactly how expensive equipment can be, and starting out fresh with film photography, that's buying a whole new camera, buying film stock, then going to get it processed once you've taken the shots. It is expensive and it's not affordable for everyone, and I think that's where Dehancer comes in. It is a good option if you want to achieve film look without all the expenses. Another benefit of Dehancer is that you can test all these film profiles and you can get an idea of how they all look before you go out and buy it. Film is not cheap these days, and if you can get an idea of what sort of look you're going to achieve with that film, that's a really great way of using Dehancer. For example, I really love the look of cine-still film, but it's not cheap, so it's great for me to use some of my existing photos, test how they would look on my shooting style, and see for myself what sort of results I'm going to get. So by using Dehancer first, I can test out that film profile and decide that, yeah, that's the film that I want to go out and buy. I do think there are one or two ways that Dehancer could be improved, and those are mainly down to workflow. The first one's quite personal to me because I personally use Lightroom CC, but it could also apply to anyone else who uses that. So I usually edit all my shots in Lightroom CC, but because Dehancer is only compatible with Lightroom Classic, I do have to import my photos individually into there, the ones that I sort of decide I want to try and use Dehancer with, and then open Dehancer from there. So this does affect my workflow a little bit, slows me down in the editing process, and it would also be helpful to have some of the editing options that Lightroom has, so I don't have to keep switching back and forth from Lightroom to Dehancer to change any adjustments. So to give my final thoughts on Dehancer, I've honestly been loving it so far, and it has now become a part of my editing process. What I'll normally do is I'll pick out the occasional shot that I think will look good in a film style look, There has been more of those recently because I've just got into film photography. So I've been taking photos of more mundane things, bins, phone boxes, that kind of stuff. So yeah, Dehancer's been really useful for editing stuff like that, where I've been picturing it in a film sort of look when I've took the shot, and then I can achieve that through Dehancer. But to be honest, the best way I can sum up my thoughts on Dehancer so far is through showing you the results that I've gotten. So here are some of the shots that I've edited using it. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. It's a little bit different to my normal stuff. We'll be getting back into the POVs soon. Got all my Berlin stuff to come, so excited to get that out. Go and give me a follow on Instagram and Twitter, where I post the shots from these videos if you haven't already. And remember, if you do want to pick up Dehancer, you can get 10% off using my promo code GMEPmedia. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.